our comparative Bible study. We are discussing our topic, the twofold purpose of God. In the book of Genesis chapter 1 verse 1, in the beginning God created the heaven and the earth. And then we will focus first the earth regarding of His purpose, na why God created the earth. In Genesis chapter 1 verse 20, after God created a man and a woman, a male and female, He gave an instruction. He told them, He said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. One of these of God's purpose why God created the earth, this is for a place for His people, for a man and woman. That was the very purpose of God, why God created the earth. Now look at the God's creation. Okay? The God's creation regarding the earth and heaven. How wonderful, how marvelous of His creation. How tremendous. Okay? Okay, look at those things, including the mountain. These are the creation of God. Okay, let's continue. The purpose of God, the twofold purpose of God, and we explain first the earth. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Earth, this is for a dwelling place or a place for His people. Let's go back in Genesis chapter 1 verse 1. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And then verse 20, after God created them, man and woman, and commanded to them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. Not even this, even in Genesis chapter 9 verse 1, after the flood, He said to Noah and to his family regarding to his 3 sons, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. Obviously, the very purpose of God on this earth pertaining to His people, His creation. And then in Psalms chapter 37 verse 9 to 11, verse 11, the righteous people or the meek will inherit on this earth. In Proverbs chapter 2 verse 21 to 22, this earth, this is for His people. And also in the book of Matthew chapter 5 verse 5, the meek or righteous people will inherit on this earth. And time will come and God will establish His own kingdom. Prophesied in Daniel chapter 2 verse 24. 44 rather, and also in Luke chapter 1 verse 32 and 33, and then Matthew chapter 6 verse 9 to 10, and then Christ told to his disciple, give the instruction how to pray. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come in earth as it is in heaven. So this prayer is pointing into the time when God will establish His kingdom on earth to His people. The very purpose of this earth for a dwelling place or a place for His people. In Revelation chapter 20 verse 4, when time will come when God will establish His kingdom, and this kingdom will give to His only Son, which is Jesus Christ, after the first resurrection according to the prophecy. Christ will reign on this earth with His people. Obviously, the very purpose of this earth, this is for His people. Now let's go back in the book of Genesis chapter 1. Verse 1. In the beginning, God created the heaven and earth. Now we look at, we focus to the heaven. Now if the saint or the righteous people under the Old Testament, that destination, the purpose of God, they dwell on this earth. Because this was the purpose of God, the way God created the earth. What about the believers under of the grace dispensation? Because we are now under of the grace dispensation. Romans chapter 6 verse 14. For sin shall not have dominion over you, for ye are not under the law, but under grace. But now we are delivered from the law, that being dead, wherein we were held, that we should serve in the newness of the Spirit, and not in the oldness of the letter. Obviously, that we are now under the grace dispensation, and we are not under the Old Testament. If the Old Testament saint, the righteous people, their destination on earth, when Christ will establish His kingdom, what about the believers under of the grace dispensation? Our hope. Where is our hope? If the old saint or those people who will endure or adjourn during the 7 years great tribulation, their destination on this earth, what about the believers under the grace dispensation? Now Ephesians chapter 1 verse 3, our blessing is heavenly blessing, spiritual blessing. If spiritual blessing, the believers under the grace dispensation, our destination not on earth. Why? Colossians chapter 1 verse 5, our hope which is in heaven. Ephesians chapter 2 verse 5 to 6, Ephesians chapter 3 verse 9 to 10, and in Philippians chapter 3 verse 20, our destination which is in heaven, the believers under of the grace dispensation. Because time will come, Christ shall descend from heaven with a shout, with a voice of archangel, with a shout of trump. And those who are under grace dispensation, the believers, shall be caught up to meet Christ in the air. And then God will bring us into heaven with Christ, because our destination, which is in heaven. So that's the very purpose of God, the twofold purpose of God, the twofold purpose of God. Why God created the earth? This is for His people, particularly the righteous people under the Old Testament. And then the believers under grace dispensation, our destination, which is in heaven. Thank you for your joining in this comparative Bible study.